what I think is most fair, not saying it's the right, but what I like hearing is when the casino says, we'll comp 35% or 25, somewhere between there, 25 to 35. I think I've even seen 41 times, which is crazy, but 25 to 35% of Theo or 10% of loss, whichever is greater. And I personally, I like hearing that because I feel like it's a fair shake for the player either way.
I hear that.
Yeah.
I hear that. Sometimes I hear we do whichever one's greater, like 10% of loss or 10% of the Theo, whichever one helps the player. 35, 40 is extremely high. I have heard it, though, higher in the Theo than the loss.
Yeah.
So two things are happening there. One, again, it's cash money. Why wouldn't you comp more for the loss, right? So there's the proof. You just proved the formula. We're not going to comp more for the loss because this whole thing was not based on loss. It's based on that theoretical formula and how long you sit at the game. Because the longer you sit, if there's any players listening, the longer you sit, we're going to get you. Right? This month, next quarter, this week, we're going to get you. Right? We worked that out pretty well for ourselves. Right? And if you play short amount of times, eventually you might be beating us. Right? You might, the guy who comes in and here's where the what do they call it? The tables are turned, or the scale. The scale is moved. So a guy lost 1,423 minutes, then he lost 1,719 minutes, then he loses $800 in 12 minutes, then he loses $1,500 in 40 minutes. Now he's going to come in and play for 40 minutes, and he could beat us for way more than he's losing.
Yeah,
that's where that formula comes in, and that's where that worth and everything has to line up properly.